It's recording? Okay. I just wanted to change my technique with this. So, no thank you. I'm not gonna molest your treat pouch. So I'm gonna hang on to these clippers. And I'm gonna start off with kind of letting her eat some kibbles out of my hand with the clippers in that hand. No thank you. No thanks. Good. All right. Good job. I'm gonna also kind of make them make noise. No thanks. Good. Good. All right, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna put a pin in that, but I would say just working on getting her a little bit more exposed to your set of nail clippers and having them kind of around her feet. Good job. Nice, good. All right. Good. We're gonna bridge the gap by kind of feeding her while it's happening. So kind of step one where the food's in front of her nose and good. So she's nibble, nibble, nibble. I'm tap, tap, tapping her foot with this nail clipper. Good, and feed. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Good. Doot, doot, doot. Good. Doot, doot, doot. Good. Doot, doot, doot. Good. So I can't feed her and grab her foot at the same time. So that would be another thing we work on. So she's back to kind of being hesitant about me grabbing her foot. So I'm going to get off the clippers for a second. Good. 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 Nice. So we can keep working on that. It's going to just take some time. But obviously the next step would be to reintegrate the clippers. I just want to make sure that we introduce some other tools here. We have the stethoscope. That can be a little bit weird. So good. Letting her check that out. She's going to be wanting to be in a standing position for this. Good. Making sure she's comfortable with that. Good. Doop. Good. Right. I have food in that hand. Yes, ma'am. Good. See if I can get her into a stand again. Good. Get that booty up. There we go. Oh, no, almost. Good. Good. So I want to try it without the direct feeding. Good. Whoopsie. You missed out. Good. Good. Nice. Whoops. Oh, thank you. Oh. Good. 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 Whoops. Good. Whoops. Good. Good. That's all right. I'll get that for you. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Good. Whoops. Good. Good. Nice. All right. Next thing's next. Oh, what's this? Good. 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 All right. Good. We're going to practice just a couple of different holds as well. Thank you. All right. So we want to be able to hold her like this. Good. And we want to also practice the recumbent. I forget what it's called, but we're going to basically do puppy jujitsu. Whoa. Actually, let's try it this way. Good job. All right, so we do want our puppies to be comfortable on their backs a little bit. So I'm gonna kind of hang on to her, and as long as she's not good, okay, as long as she's not actively freaking out, I'm gonna use a little bit of gentle restraint there. I also want to be able to roll her onto her, good shake, roll her onto her side, but that seemed a little bit stressful there. So I want to start here. So I do want her to also learn to yield to pressure when I'm kind of pulling her in close. So I'm going to apply this pressure, and I'm not going to use enough physical pressure here to like actually move her. I'm only applying enough pressure for her to know that she can feel it, basically. It's a communication versus force. So she feels this. She's like, I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to sniff the ground. Good. Moving towards me is really the only way that that comes off. No thanks. Good. Perfect. So I want to make sure that I can grab her and pull her towards me, and that she's not good. She's not like, very good, actively kind of pulling away. So again, we're going to work on getting her flipped onto her back. Good. Make sure your little toenail's not caught. Perfect. So I'm going to roll her onto her back here, and I can feel her body very stiff, right? So for right now, I just want to release her as soon as she's still. Good. Okay. And work up to having her body relax even more. So right now we're holding her for about 5 seconds in that position, but eventually I want to hold her there and start to even massage some of those large muscle groups, like on her shoulders and on her hips, and actually feel those tight muscles relax. She should be a nice floppy, loose puppy. So we like the climb table because it equals food, but we're gonna do this one more time. So again, I want her to come off of there. I'm telling her that she needs to change or fix something by having leash pressure on, but I'm not actually pulling her off the chair or the table with that pressure. She's gonna do that herself, but we're also teaching her that ignoring this light pressure doesn't make it go away. So rather than resorting to increasing this pressure when she ignores it, which is kind of what as humans we tend to want to do, we're just going to practice in these moments to being patient and waiting for her to make the right choice, because essentially we're like the annoying little brother in the back seat of a car going, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. And you can ignore that for so long, right? Before you're like, oh my God, please turn that off. It's essentially Chinese water torture, right? So I don't want to resort to using physical pressure to force my dog. I want her to feel pressure, good, and yield to it. So I'm going to be very quick to turn that pressure off as soon as I think that right now she's tossing her head to turn it off. And that's better than doing nothing. So I might release it in that moment just to encourage her to keep trying something. It might not occur to her right now to get down. I can also kind of help her out by doing some kissy sounds. Good. And I can obviously use food, and she would most likely jump right off of this thing. But the point of this exercise is to teach our dogs to comply with that slight amount of compulsion. And even though we want to live in a world where we don't force our dogs to do anything, the reality is between having to go to the vet, having to get medical care and stuff like that, good. Our dogs do need to learn how to yield to pressure. Good. So we try to do it in the most calm, benevolent, good, very good, all right, way possible. And we want to practice it when we have the patience to follow through, because in that moment, if I use the leash and she chose to ignore it and I go, well, this isn't working, and I stop, she's reinforcing, ignoring that slight pressure means it'll change or go away. And we're forced to have to use increased amounts of pressure to get through to her. So definitely practice teaching her how to yield to gentle pressure. So we're going to do this not so fun exercise one more time. Oh, she's doing really good with that. She's like melting right into it. Good. Perfect. Good. So she's nice and calm. I'm even going to just see if I can get her to relax just a little. Her belly's probably full of treats. She just let out a burp. Good. I can kind of like jiggle a little bit. Sometimes that kind of helps them like slow down and relax. I'm also using like deep undulating massage. Good. Good. So floppy feet. Good job. Okay. Nice. Perfect. So I would just work on that with her, keep exposing her to these types of gentle restraints, keep working on having her yield to gentle pressure, so that she becomes way more sensitive to it. She's doing great. Good job, Lex.